creating a paella dish. Paella is known in Spain. It's a rice and seafood dish. It's done many different ways. People can make it in chicken, sausage, different types of vegetables. Today what I have here is I have some mushrooms. Obviously I like to use the fresh ones. We have some onions. We have some calamari rings. Some nice fresh lemons as well. I'll be using coriander as my herb because I like to use coriander. It gives a nice, very delicious taste to the paella dish. I'm going to be using also bell pepper. You can use one kind, you can use any kind. For me, I like to use the yellow, the green, and the red. The red and the yellow have a kind of sweet flavor to it, so it also gives a very nice flavor to the paella dish. I have some nice cherry tomatoes. I have some nice chicken sausages. So I kind of took the chicken and the sausage and used it in one. You can find all these ingredients in LuLu hypermarket and actually get them and make this at home. I got some nice frozen green peas. This also gives a nice flavor, nice crunch, nice color to the dish. Garlic is a must. Always should have garlic. For the spices, I'm going to use paprika. The reason why I use paprika, it has that nice smoky flavor to it where you can add it to the dish and it gives a very nice flavor. And I'm going to be using turmeric because turmeric is a power food. It's healthy, tastes good, and it gives a nice color to anything you put it with. I got some nice fish fillet, just some plain old pieces of white fish fillet, the shrimp. As for the rice, today's rice is going to be Egyptian rice. It's a short grain rice. It's very nice, and it works good with paella. Also, I have my mussels, the green New Zealand mussels, and that's about it. So I'm going to start cooking. I'm going to describe everything I'm using. We have saffron as well. You can use the real saffron if you can get it. Put some right here. You have the saffron. And you have the saffron, which is like the stock flavor. So both of them work, and I'm using a chicken stock today. Basically, I have my saffron stock ready to go. I have my chicken stock ready to go. And let's get cracking. So, first of all, what I want to do is chop up some onions and garlic. This will be the beginning. I'll take some onions and some garlic. Definitely some olive oil. Don't be shy with olive oil. Put olive oil. Enjoy it. It's good. It gives good flavor. All right. So we got all these going. Give them a little bit of heat. So, again, it comes back to your preference. You can basically do it how you like. You can chop the onions julienne style. You can chop the onions in different types of mince, square, whatever. Today I'm going to go julienne style. I like how it goes with the lines and goes with the seafood. The most important thing for me when cooking is to always cook from your heart, and everything will taste good. Enjoy what you're doing, do it with passion, and everything should be all right. By the way, onions, red onions, you can use yellow onions, the white onions. Basically, this one has a nice kick to it, and for me, this red onion, purple onion, whatever you want to call it, it's the best for cooking for me. So after I chop my onions up, I want to give them a quick saute. That should be enough. It goes in there. Let's kick up the heat a little bit. Then I got my garlic. Garlic, if you're a person that likes to have the flavor of garlic but not see it in the cooking, chop it very nice and minced. For me, I'm a garlic lover. I think it should be sliced and it should be visible in the food. So I'll do it in this kind of way, which is like basically rings. And it'll give a nice flavor, and you can actually see it in the cooking. And paella is made in a way where if you're not a fish person, remove the fish. If you're not a shrimp person, remove the shrimp. If you're not a chicken person, remove the chicken. This is not set in stone. Basically, when you enter a kitchen, you want to cook something that you enjoy, you like. So for me, it comes down to just put what you like, put the flavors you like, especially when you're cooking for yourself, your friends, your family. Is there such thing as too much garlic? Some people say yeah, some people say no. For me, it's all about the flavor, it's all about the textures, it's all about the seasoning. That's what gives a good dish good flavor. All right, so I got my onions in. Right. As soon as the onions start getting a little cooking, and you don't have to cook them until they're translucent and fully cooked. It's okay because I'm going to be adding vegetables. I'm going to be adding stock. I'm going to be adding rice. All this is going to give a good flavor. And it's always good to wash your rice, soak it into some cold water. The reason why we do this is to remove some of that starch, to remove some of the things from the rice. Starch, if there's anything inside of it. So yeah, just kind of put it in some cold water, 5-10 minutes should be enough. If people always ask, how does the rice come out, and how do you do this, and what's the measurements? I'll give you the home measurement, and I'll give you the professional measurement. Professional measurement is usually 1 to 2 cups. The home, the home measurement is you put your finger in, you cook it for yourself at home, and it basically has to come up to here. If the water level is this much above the rice, you're good to go. But that's at home, not in the professional kitchen. So yeah, basically now we're gonna add our garlic to the onions and give them all a saute. Here I'm gonna drop some of the seafood, which here I have my frozen fish fillet. So. And the reason I'm cooking the fish by itself, because white fish fillet is very sensitive, and it will, if I put it in the cooking, in the pot with everything I'm stirring up, it's just gonna fall apart. And I want to have chunky white fish. So, that's for the white fish. Then we're gonna do some mussels. I'll be cooking the mussels over there. And basically everything I'll be adding stock to it as I'm cooking to give it that flavor. So here I'm gonna just put the mussels, let them steam up a little bit. Got your onions cooking. And there's something I like to do when I'm cooking onions. I always like to just add a little bit of salt. Salt will help it cook and give it flavor. All right. So as soon as I get this going, I got my fish going. Give that a little bit more oil. And I'll use that one for my red pepper. Basically, I'm going to put yellow and green inside with the rice and the paella. And I will be using the red pepper as kind of a sauteed decoration. You'll see at the end of the dish. When you're picking out your vegetables, when you're cooking, always make sure it's firm, thick. No soft spots, you know? This all comes down to when you go to shopping and when you go to LuLu, they have a very wide selection of fruits and vegetables and ingredients. So you can find all these in LuLu hypermarket, as I said, and you can basically just go and pick out the things, touch it, feel it, make sure it's what you like. So the red pepper will be cut this style. If we can get a close-up. This is called julienne. Julienne is basically long cut peppers. Give those a mix. I'm gonna drop my garlic over my onions. Garlic and onions, baby. It's the only way to go. All right, all right, all right. Let's get these peppers going. Back to the julienne style peppers. So yeah, I also tell people when they're cooking to just, just enjoy it. Don't be stressed out. Don't think of how is it going to taste and how is it going to come out. Basically, just want to enjoy what you're doing. Enjoy it. Because at the end of the day, you're going to be eating if you're cooking for yourself and friends and family. And if you're cooking for a restaurant, you should already know how to cook by now. Get myself another piece of red bell pepper. All right, the red bell pepper will go into here. And you should always hear a sizzle sound when you're cooking onions, garlic, peppers. And once you hear that sizzling sound, that means that the vegetables are actually getting cooked. If we can get a close-up right here. This is, the garlic and onions are starting to cook very well. And that's what you want. You want that color, you want that flavor to be coming out. Next up, I'm going to take some of my cherry tomatoes. So basically the cherry tomatoes, you can use regular tomatoes, whatever your preference is, and you cannot put tomatoes at all, but who doesn't love tomatoes? So for me, I like to just easily cut these right in half. Cut them right in half. These will also be added in. And you can leave them whole too, it doesn't really matter. Once you leave them whole, it'll have more of a bite to it, definitely. All right, next up, I'm gonna drop in these bad boys. These are the jumbo shrimps from LuLu hypermarket. They're small, right? So now I got onions, garlic, my jumbo shrimps. Make sure you got enough heat. Make sure you got enough pan space to you're cooking properly. These are going. These are going well. I got my stocks. And as I said, you don't have to go and buy the expensive saffron. You can use normal saffron stock. You can use coloring, which is like paprika and turmeric. And if you have the chance to get actual saffron, it does actually add really, really good flavor to the dish. All right, so I'm gonna go around again, just drop some salt. Food without salt and pepper is not food. You have to add that seasoning to it, that touch, that flair. You know what I'm saying? So, add your salt over here. I got my black pepper. You can use white pepper, you can use black pepper. Again, cooking is about preference. You cook what you like. You cook what you think is going to be good and what matches. All right, next up, I'm going to drop in my sausage. So these basically, I came across them in the market, and I actually like them. They're little mini chicken sausages, and they will work perfect with this dish. If you've got other types of sausages you like to use, you can use that as well. I just put them all in. Next up, we have calamari. So calamari either comes in a tube or it comes chopped up. Basically, I got the ones that were in the tubes. I chopped them up into mini rings. It's easier for cooking. I'll drop some of those in as well. Okay, as you can see now, I got a big pot of seafood. Yes, paella should have a lot of seafood. It should be healthy, full of, just put it all in. Just put it all in. You should have a lot of seafood in there, you know? And I'm gonna teach you a trick they do where it's called socrat or something like this. It's where you kind of toast the bottom of the pan of the paella and give it a crispiness. And people actually like this in Spain. So these are my red bell peppers. I'm gonna leave these on the side. My fish is starting to cook up as well. Basically want my fish to have a nice little color to them. I'll add some stock to them. I can add a little stock there. I can add some saffron stock to my fish. Oh, it's starting to smell good up in here. You can smell all the flavors, from the stock to the mussels, to the shrimp, to the fish, to even the peppers, you know, the garlic, the onions. And that's what I love about cooking. You literally, you eat with your eyes, then your nose, then it comes to your mouth. You see something, it excites you. You smell something, it excites you even more, and then you got that flavor and it just all combines together. So let's get a little bit more of these cherry tomatoes. Basically, this is all cooking on low heat. I just let it saute slowly. All right. So I'll add my cherry tomatoes over that. I'll get my mushrooms. I love mushrooms. Again, it comes down to you can basically use any type of mushroom. This one is called a button white mushroom, or also known as Paris mushroom. Both are delicious, all are delicious. And again, comes back to preference. You can do it slice style, you can do it cube style. For me, when I'm cooking paella, I like to do it in a quarter style. So basically cut it in halves, and then another half, and you got your quarters. Some dishes are made to be very finely chopped and very equally cut. Some dishes are meant to be rustic. For me, this dish is meant to be rustic. I like to have big chunks, big pieces, rustic style. Oh, that smells good, baby. All right. Let's get one more mushroom up in there. And all these, once I put the cover on and put the rice and the stock. All right, now I want to add just, let's throw in some of that green pepper, give that nice color. Let's throw in some of that yellow bell pepper. Again, for me, the green pepper got a more earthy taste, where the yellow bell pepper has more of a sweet taste. Same goes for the red. These ones I will cut in a little different way, as I don't need to cut them julienne out. Basically, I want it to be a rustic style dish. And for my spicy lovers out there that love that spicy food, you can always add spice. You can put chili peppers, you can leave it on the side, whatever you would like. So, basically, I'm just chopping everything up, Adding it all one by one. We can get a close-up on that too. I mean, just look at the colors. You got the red, the green, the shrimp, the red, the cherry tomatoes. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some green peas. That's good, and I'll use some for the garnish as well. Now I want to drop in my spices. I already have my stocks. My stock is made from saffron spice, the other one from chicken, and here is, as I described in the beginning. We can get a close-up too here. When you want to put your spices in, make sure you put in enough in to get that flavor. You want that flavor. So yeah, paprika works very well. And then I got my turmeric. I want a nice red, bold kind of flavor, kind of color, you know? Right, all right. So yeah, for the people that don't eat calamari, you can just remove it. People that don't like mushrooms, you can just substitute it for something else. I've seen many versions of this kind of dish. Obviously, once I got that color, the vegetables cooking. Also, I don't want the vegetables to be overcooked. I want it to have that little bite. That bite gives it that rustic flavor and that delicious flavor. So, let's take some coriander. You can use the stalks, you can remove the stalks, you can only use the leaves. It's up to you. I always use fresh herbs in my cooking, always. I love the way fresh herbs taste. I use it for garnish, I use it in the cooking. Basically, you can go parsley, you can go mint, basil. For me, I like coriander with this dish. Look at that, look at that. You gotta have that. You gotta get all in there. All right, next up, I'm just gonna drain my rice real quick. And you can wash your rice once, twice, as many times as you want. And again, I'm using a short grain rice. This short grain rice is an Egyptian rice, found also in LuLu hypermarket and basically anywhere around the world. It's very popular rice. So, I got my rice, I got my vegetables, I got my seafood, I got my little mini chicken sausages, I got my fresh herbs, my seasoning. You see how all that it's just starting to look beautiful. It's starting to look beautiful. You can smell it, you can almost taste it. All right, now it's time for the stock. So, what I'm going to do is just add my saffron stock, which basically I just took some water, put some saffron in it, and actually I found saffron cubes, so I use that as well too. Gives it a nice flavor. After I add my saffron stock, I can go with the chicken stock. Because I washed the rice and because the vegetables are already been sauteed and the seafood's already been semi-cooked, half-cooked, you basically don't want to over drown it with stock. You want just enough for it to sit comfortable, and then it will cook and it'll come out perfectly. They'll all be combined in one. And then at the end, I'll show you how I do the decoration for the final presentation. All right. When you look at the dish, it's so colorful, it's so flavorful. It's got all of it in one, all of it in one. All right, so basically here, I am almost ready to go. This needs a good 15-20 minutes of cooking. What I'll do is I'll just continuously add stock, continuously mix it up, and then towards the end, I just won't touch it at all. I'll leave it, cover it, let it cook, let the flavors all just combine together and make that beautiful, beautifulness of aromas of vegetables and seafood. All right. So, we got that, good to go. Just throw a little more of these in there. Get that nice color. I do have lemons, but I didn't put them in. And I'll tell you why. At the end of the cooking, I'll take some lemon wedges and I'll use it as a decorative piece in the dish that will actually, you can squeeze over the rice and eat it with it. Paella is not supposed to be too dry, and it's not supposed to definitely be wet. So you kind of want it in between. Here I got my fish. Fish is almost done cooking. I'll add some stock to that. Let that cook away. Now my peppers and my mussels. I'll throw some stock over the mussels. Basically, kick these all up a notch. Any stock you have left over, because I usually like to prepare my stock on the side. So any stock you have left over, cool it off, put it in the fridge, use it another day for anything else. You can make rice with it. You can make any type of lamb stew, chicken stew. Oh, it's smelling delicious. It is smelling delicious. Try when you're cooking paella to use a kind of deep dish. It works well. You can also use a pressure cooker, but just don't crank it on high heat because everything's just going to get sloppy and messy. So basically, you just want to, now it's simmering. Let me get that. See how that simmers, see how it's bubbling. It's all starting to come together. Come together as one. Come together as one. And as you can see, the green peppers are still there. It's not like I mashed them up. I want it to be rustic. I want it to be pieces. All right, I'm gonna give that a quick cover. Let it simmer away. I got my peppers going. And basically, if you see what I was doing, I was actually adding stock to every single thing. From the paella, to the fish, to the peppers, to the mussels. The reason why I do this is to give it that flavor. I want that flavor. I want it introduced in everything. I want it when you're eating, you enjoy it, you catch it, you feel that saffron, that chicken, the vegetables, the aromas. So, next up, what we'll be doing is basically taking some lemons. Let's get this one, a nice plump one like me. So what I want to do with the lemons is basically I want to just cut them into wedges, and I'm going to use it as, like I said, decoration and food. But I didn't put it inside of the stew or inside of the rice and seafood. That's looking good. That's looking good, smelling good. All right, so lemon, not a must. You could use limes, you can use lemons, you can use basically whatever your preference is, whatever your cup of tea is. So I'm going to remove that. Get my lemons up in here. And the reason I put the lemon wedges is the acidity gives it a nice, it breaks the richness. By the way, this is a very rich dish. When I'm saying rich, I'm not talking about just money, I'm talking about flavor. It's rich in flavor. It's very deep, it has all that seafood and all that vegetable inside of it. So it's very rich in flavor. Sometimes we need to cut that richness. By doing that, by cutting the richness, I add the lemon, give it a nice squeeze. So I'm basically just kind of moving around the bottom of the rice. I don't want it to stick now. I want it to stick later. I want that crispiness, but not now. Because now it still needs time cooking. And basically, I don't want it to burn. So I just keep giving it a nice little mix on the bottom like that. All right. See, even the mushrooms, I just want to show you, the mushrooms, I didn't cook them too much because I want them to stay plump. So inside the sauce, they stay there. They'll stay whole. Basically, now I'm just waiting for my rice to finish cooking. My chicken is going. My peppers are going. We got a nice little kick too. I was raised on vegetables, so for me, any kind of food that has vegetables in it, it's close to my heart. It reminds me of home cooking. It reminds me of my mama. She would always be in the kitchen using vegetables. Yes, we ate fish, and yes, we ate chicken, and yes, we ate seafood, and all that good stuff, and lamb. But for me, it's about the vegetables. How can you take vegetables and lift it up? How can you take vegetables and make it taste good? There's so many dishes out there. There's so many dishes out there that you can incorporate those and make something spectacular delicious. All right. So the red peppers, I want them cooked, but not overcooked. Fish as well. In some foods, you need overcooked. I mean, when I say overcooked, it's not like, oh, but we don't overcook anything. Some of the stews, you want the potatoes and the zucchini and that pumpkin to just be like super soft. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, some dishes require to have vegetables or stews, not overcooked, but cooked a little extra. Some of them you want that crunch. Some of them you want that crunch. For me, this dish I want to have some firm vegetables, but I want my seafood to be nice and soft. I want my shrimps to have a crunch to it. All right, I'm about to uncover this real quick. We can get a close up because this I can just already see it. And look at that. Now that is a money shot right there. Oh yeah, that's hot. Some people mix it, some people cover it and leave it to the end. It's all up to you. But because I like to see what I'm doing, some dishes require to just leave it alone. Let it cook by itself. Don't add nothing, don't do nothing, don't mix nothing. Some of them, you know, you can flip it around, check it out. Oh yeah, that's coming out lovely. Lovely. Should add a little more stock on top, not on my hand. All right. So again, by the time we're done, you basically want to have a nice, sticky, semi-wet, beautiful seafood vegetable rice dish where it's basically, you know, it's not too dry. I don't like my paella dry. I like it to have that juiciness. So yeah. We got a nice little mix. My rice is starting to cook up. It's starting to absorb that flavor. And it actually smells really good. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but this smells good. All right, baby. And I like to do a little something towards the end. Oh yeah, see these? They're glistening. They're glistening. Got the nice flavors going, got the nice cooking going. And I told you, this will be used for decoration. Of course, you're gonna eat it. It'll be used for decoration as well. So yeah, when it comes down to presenting, obviously when you're done, you can drop it in the middle of the table with the family around, your friends around, and just everybody dig in. It's good to add that touch. Always throw your touch in there. You don't have to be a chef. You don't have to be a chef. Everyone started out nowhere, and they became what they are today. So basically, I wasn't born a chef, maybe, but you wanna add your touches to it. You don't have to be a chef to add touches. I'm gonna throw some mussels on there, throw some coriander, some lemon, wedges. I'm gonna throw some green peas on top. Make it look colorful, make it look delicious. People, again, they eat with their eyes before they eat with their mouth. So yeah, oh yeah, that fish is basically just soaking. You can get a close up of that. It's basically just soaking inside of that stock with the saffron. Just imagine how juicy that fish is gonna be. So at the end, I'm gonna do that nice presentation and show you guys how I would present my paella to my friends and family, or even myself if I'm cooking for myself at home, you know. And I'll show you guys what food is love. Food is love. You want to do something, you want to do it from your heart. I mean, the mother cooks at home and feeds the whole family. Nobody can say anything. I always go back to that because it's so true. So basically, when the mother cooks, she cooks for the whole family. Everybody loves the food. You can add your salt and pepper. Nobody says anything because you've learned to take her taste in the way she cooks, and at the same time, you have to accept it. And you grow to love the food she cooks. So that's why for me, just cook from your heart, enjoy what you're doing. If you take it on as a passion, as a career, as a lifestyle, that's all gravy, baby. It's all gravy. I used to just love cooking when I was young, and it ended up being like, I wanted more. I wanted to learn more. I wanted to learn how to do the things my mother was doing. I wanted to learn the things I was eating in restaurants. How are they doing this? And it just turned from, curiosity to a passion to a career. And I'm blessed to be here now in the kitchen cooking and showing you guys my type of style of cooking and my dishes. All right, so I'm gonna give that a quick mix. I don't want to break up the rice too much, so I will lightly mix it. That's what's up. That's what's up. And if when you're cooking, it's kind of like it relates to certain memories. It relates to certain memories. You're gonna add a little bit more stock. Cover that back up. What I'm saying is, food for me relates to memories. When I would eat something that I would really like, or even something you don't like, it's still a memory in your bank. So when you come across this vegetable, this fruit, or this kind of food, it kind of reminds you like, oh yeah, I ate that before and I love it. That smells are very important. Smells are very important. All right, so these peppers are done. Those are good to go. The fish is about good to go. The mussels are steaming. Let me drop some stock over the mussels. Basically now I'm gonna start getting ready for my presentation, preparation. And I do suggest take a trip down to LuLu hypermarket. There's a bunch of branches all over Saudi Arabia. You have some in, obviously in Riyadh, that's where I'm located. You have in Jeddah and Khobar. Go check them out. They have a lot of ingredients. They have imported items. They have their own products. And it's good because you get to see what the market has. I'm a type of person, I cannot order online. I have to go. I have to touch the pepper. I have to touch the lemon. I have to see them. I have to pick them out myself. It just gives me that comfort. Maybe because I'm a chef, but it is about comfort. Food is comfort. And that's why sometimes you make something and they're like, oh, this is comfort food. Because it is. It makes you feel good. So yeah, go to LuLu hypermarket, check out what they have. They have some very nice products there. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Okay, now I will not move the bottom because now I'm gonna lower the heat. I'm gonna cover it again. I'm gonna remove my peppers. Basically all this is done with. Just got my fish simmering away. I can use that on top as well. What I did is I lowered the heat and I'm not gonna move it anymore because I want that crispiness on the bottom of the paella. That crispiness, it's the flavor of the seafood, the flavor of the vegetables, the flavor of the stocks, all combined in one that went to the bottom of the pan. Gives it that crispiness. And let me tell you, it's the kind of stuff that just makes your heartbeat extra. It's delicious. All right. And you can also tune in. We're going to be doing a few episodes with LuLu Hypermarket, collaboration with Blend Culinary Arts. Blend is actually very dear to my heart. I've been doing cooking classes, giving cooking classes here for quite some time. The good thing about Blend is you get to do a hands-on cooking class. You get to enjoy what you're doing. I do fresh pasta classes, I do steak classes, sushi classes, and it's a pleasure always doing a collaboration with Len. Basically, it's, like I said, hands-on cooking studio where you get to learn from the chef what he creates and what he cooks. Today, we're doing the paella, and it is also the collaboration with LuLu Hypermarket. So yeah, ingredients from LuLu, kitchen, studio from Glenn, and you got yours, Chef Hadi. Oh, this smells so good, people. I'm not joking, this smells so good. You will enjoy, you will enjoy. Make this at home, enjoy it with your friends and family. It's one of those type of dishes where you want to sit around and just put a big bowl and eat and enjoy it, you know? So yeah, stay tuned. We got some other classes coming up later on in the future, some nice collaborations, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. I will be doing a new dish every time. And you can also follow me on Chef Hadi on Instagram. Also, we have Ice Studios Los Angeles. Shout out to them. They're always rocking it. They perfection with the camera. Eye of the tiger, that's what I call them. Check them out. Ice Studio Los Angeles, Ice Studio KSA as well. They can do some really nice photography, videography for you. Yeah, so basically I'm happy to be doing these collaborations and getting to express what I get to express. And if you ever want to come and try my food, I'm the executive chef of the Library Club, located in Riyadh as well. You can come by and check us out. It's a members VIP club. We have a fine dining restaurant, nice atmosphere. We got live music. We got a cigar lounge, a bunch of things. So definitely come check it out. It's a beautiful place and also very dear to my heart. This is also very dear to my heart. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, baby. So, as you can see, if we can get a close-up on this sauce right here, it's thick. The sauce is thick. That's what I want. I want that kind of thickness. So what I'll do now, touch the bottom. Okay. It's kind of starting to get crispy. Now I want that crispiness. And I actually never do that. I never knew that having that crispy bottom of a paella pan is like something so spectacular. It's like a sign of respect in Spain. And if somebody takes it, puts it in their plate, they're showing you something. They're showing you like, you know, you're our guest today. We're giving you burnt rice. I know it sounds weird, but it's true. And when I learned this, it actually intrigued me. Because every culture has their own things. Every culture has their own ways of expressing love through food to people. And that's what I'm doing today with this amazing paella I'm making right now. It's making me super hungry because it smells good. Also, I recommend whenever you're entering a kitchen and you have a lot of preparation, get a lot of your things done. Get a lot of the things chopped. Get a lot of the things ready. So when it comes time to cooking, you're not running around, you know? You have your ingredients ready and you can actually cook. I actually, my kitchen crew that runs with me, my kitchen brigade, I always tell them, you know, get everything ready, then do the cooking. Get the recipe ready, then do the cooking. And by default, people start picking this up, and it actually, it's better at home, better in the professional kitchen as well. So now this is on a slow simmer. Slow simmer. I want the rice to cook fully. I want the shrimps, like I said, to have that bite. I want that sausage to be nice and firm but cooked, and the vegetables to be cooked as well. Oh, that's wrong. That's wrong. We can get a close-up of the saffron. I just want people to see it. Saffron comes differently. This is a very good quality. Found at LuLu Hypermarket. Check it out. Very good quality saffron. Good smell, good aroma, good taste, good crisp. Just gonna throw a little bit on top. Also a little bit on top of my fish. I'll be using a little bit of that too. The good thing about this dish is it's kind of like a one-pot dish. Kind of just throw everything in one pot. You have to do it, in steps, but it's basically cooking everything in one pot, and you come up with something like this, which is, for me, kind of an easy cooking. And it's good, and it's easier to having so many different types of things. Today I passed a lot of things out because I want to show a different way of getting stocks on the side, your peppers on the side, your fish on the side. I mean, basically, if my fish was in here right now, it would be all mashed up and you wouldn't have pieces of fish. So yeah, I want everything to kind of be separate, but at the same time, combined deliciously all together. All right. Look good, it's starting to look good. This pan looks good. Smelling good too. And I love how even the peas, the great little peas, they stayed intact. I want them to stay intact. I don't want them overcooked. And what I'll do is I'm not going to remove this into another pot. I'm actually going to leave it as is in this steaming hot pan. I'm just going to do my decoration and do everything inside here, and then it'll be presented as one. Just waiting for that rice. Oh, that's beautiful. Cook up a little bit. By the way, calamari is a tricky item. You can either overcook it or you can not cook it enough. And it's literally seconds in comparison. For me, here you can cook it a long time and it'll still come out very nice. When I'm doing the paella, I like to put it with the seafood while I'm cooking the vegetables. And also, it sucks up all that flavor and that seasoning. On that slow simmer, fish. All right. We could just get a close up of here for a few seconds. Take a look at that, see all the colors and the flavors. All right, so let's do it. What I'm gonna do now is put the paella, and I'm gonna turn off the heat on everything so nothing burns. Good to go. Basically, it's nice and hot, juicy. Got all my seafood, all my vegetables. What I'll do now is I'll do a little decoration. All right, so I'm gonna take my mussels. Basically, these mussels just have been steamed. They got that good flavor. What I'll do is put them all around. So get your mussels all the way around. Get my pieces of fish fillet and see how they're still in contact. They're still pieces. If I was to put them inside of the stew, it wouldn't be like that. All right? You can be random, you can put them however you like, however your style of doing it is. Last but not least, I like to throw a little green peas on top. Take one more, drop that in the middle. And then I want my fresh coriander. Remember I was telling you I'll put some in the beginning with the cooking and some on top? Because I like coriander, it's very fragrant. So what I'll do is just drop that coriander. Randomly. If you're a saffron lover, top it off with a little bit extra. And voila. Oh, that's hot. But that is paella, Chef Hadi Miami style. Shukran jaziran. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to LuLu Hypermarket, Blend Culinary. Thank you to Ice Studios Los Angeles. And thank you for everyone that watched today, and hopefully you tune in again to this beautiful cooking experience.
Wow. And 53 minutes and 24 seconds. Nice.
Yeah.
The phone was good. He was like every time he was right in the camera. So it was actually sitting. Now I know how you move now. So now when you do it again, I know you give indication before, like you'll be like, hey, so I got this, and you kind of look and then you how you move.
That was nice.
Right?
Thanks to everyone for their effort.
It was a fail.
It was?
It was a fail.
It's all right, it's all right. We got through the first one.
Yeah.
It's a pilot. So maybe tomorrow.
Yeah. Tomorrow. Did y'all see this feed in there? Did y'all